Despite all the going-ons and war to the north, 6623 around the White Knife and Sevenstar was a very peaceful and prosperous year. The small kingdom continued to expand and flourish, becoming more self-efficient as huge farmlands filled the open plains and all sorts of tradesmen and skills sprang up around the growing city of Sevensport. Even Northmen from the most distant of Enger's lands were now beginning to move to Sevensport to see what the Andal way of life had to offer. To celebrate such a wonderful year, King Enger's close friend Ser Enger Upton, Lord of Whitford, hosted a great tourney at his castle, to which all were invited. After several weeks of feasting and tilting, two great champions remained. The towering, formidable Lord of the White Star, Ser Stephen Rosehart, who by now had made quite a name for himself as an exceptional tourney knight, and once again the knight named Sir Wilbert in service to Danes Upton as Master-at-Arms of Whitford, again making a name for himself. After many fine tilts, Sir Stephen Rosehart is finally crowned champion, unhorsing the impressive Sir Wilbert. Sir Wilbert's great showing at the tourney encouraged Enger to seek his services yet again, this time with Danes Upton's blessing, yet Sir Wilbert again declines Enger's offer graciously, wanting to remain with Lord Upton. Returning to the far north in the Andal invasion in late 6623, only months after landing, the great host inspired by Enger's own conquest is crushed completely. Thousands of Andals are slaughtered in the deep snows of the Grey Cliffs, unable to effectively use their superior cavalry. The savage men of the last half, Winterfell and the Dreadfort, use their knowledge of the surrounding areas and fighting in the snow to close in on the host unseen during a blizzard. Spurred on by their great and total victory, the Northmen decide to plan an invasion upon Bear Island in mid-6624 to rid it of the pesky Ironborn and free their west coast from constant raiding. Back in Sevensport in late 6624, Enger's wife gives birth to a second baby girl. They name her Janny, to celebrate the birth of another healthy child and to take advantages of the wolves being away on the opposite side of the north at war. Enger gathers his knights to plan an expansion into the nearby Sheepshead Hills north of Sevensport. A poor land, yet strategically valuable due to its vast hills and barrenness. It would make the perfect defensive buffer zone protecting Sevensport from the savage Northmen. Winter arrives yet again in mid-6625, which slows down the conquest of the Sheepshead Hills, but compared to the last winter it is fairly mild. In 6626, Enger's close friend Ser Enger Upton, Lord of Whitford, tragically dies without producing an heir. To avoid any conflicts over the land, Enger quickly acts to raise Sir Wilbert, the famous tourney knight and former Master-of-Arms of Whitford, to lordship, granting him the castle and surrounding lands. Sir Wilbert takes the name Josso, and for his sigil 2 long axes crossed on an orange field. The Jossos would go on to become a very powerful family. Through shrewd marriages and military genius, they would go on to own 3 lordships within the next 50 years, but more on that at a later time. In 6627, the last castle of the Sheepshead Hills falls to Enger's knights. Enger installs his bastard brother Sir Harold the Black Star as lord of the area. A great knight and very competent at warfare, he makes the perfect choice to defend the growing kingdom's northern borders. He takes his nickname as his family name with a white 7-pointed star upon a black field, renaming the region the Black Sheep Hills. Spurred on by the quick success in the Black Sheep Hills and the northern army still far away on Bear Island, Enger takes advantage once again. He turns his army southeast towards Ramsgate to take the castle and lands with ease. He instates his nephew Ser Enger Sevenstar, son of his twin sister Jonquil, as the Lord of Ramsgate. Danes takes a blue 7-pointed star upon a white field as his sigil and renames Ramsgate to Maidensgate in honour of the Seven. A small city would quickly grow on the coast where a great sept is built. Maidensgate would later go on to be the centre of the faith within the kingdom. As 6627 comes to a close and 6628 begins, a huge knight arrives in Sevensport with his young wife. The knight is named Sir Rogar Rak, a surviving member of the recent Andal invasion to the north. Unbeknown to Enger, Sir Rogar would go on to become one of the most powerful and influential men in the kingdom's history.